Alright guys, it looks like we have crossed from Vermont into New Hampshire. Guys, we crossed the bridge from Vermont into New Hampshire. We're heading into Lou's Bakery and Restaurant. It looks pretty fancy. Let's go check it out. Today we are heading to Moose Mountain Shelter, 10.4 miles. Hiked in from Vermont, now we're in New Hampshire. We're here. Going there. Alright guys, we're coming up on Velvet Rocks Shelter. The very first shelter we've seen in Hampshire. All I'm gonna say is, you better treat your gear. Permethrin, your shoes, your socks, your clothes, and use bug spray or some sort of bug repellent, because it is real out here, dog. Moose Mountain, South Peak, and it's blistering hot. Oh my God, it is hot. Gee. Hot. Okay, as Alpha Gal just pointed out, this is one of those signs. Better go by the rules. You're in trouble. Here's the rules. Here's the area. You're in trouble. Aw, Wolfie. Too bad you couldn't make it, Wolfie. All right, some water. That's always good. Make sure you take advantage of every water supply to camel up and to hydrate, because you don't know when your next water source is going to be available, especially on higher elevations. Also, as you get further into the warmer months. All right, so that's the tower we're going to. And here we are. There's the tower. And here we are. Man, Mount Killington had nothing on this, man. This is tough. It's probably the hardest day on trail yet. All right, guys, so we have made it to the top of this treacherous mountain. I'm gonna set up our camp. It's only about 3 o'clock or so, but the flies are everywhere, so I'm probably gonna make my food and dive into my tent a little sooner than later. But here's my tent set up, letting stuff dry out.
The right angle, it will all reflect off of it. Like this leading edge, I can start seeing some color on it. That's pretty cool. See, it's starting to.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Metro on the Move. Today, we're on Smarts Mountain, having a little coffee. It just feels like you're walking through a land of Christmas trees. I mean, just look, all the branches and so forth. The top of this ridge line. So you see these cairns here, cairns. You see the blaze, cairn. You see another cairn over there, cairn here, cairn there. I call them cairns, anyway. Camp Moosilauke. Moosilauke. Moosilauke Light. You almost missed Mount Mist. 2230. I don't know, we got trail legs or what, but up to the top of Mount Mist, we almost missed it. All right, guys, here we are, 1800. That is a huge milestone for us, considering starting all the way back in Springer Mountain, which is mile marker 0, right? So 1800 miles since Springer, less than 400 miles to go to Katahdin. Let's go northbound. Let's keep moving. Okay, guys, this was probably the worst privy I've ever been in. Not the worst, but crowning was real. I mean, it was at the top of the stack. Almost kissed me while I was in there, so yikes. Beware, number 13, no good. Hikers welcome, hostel. Hikers welcome, hostel, 2025. Gotta fill out this information. Here's the main office. Pretty cool. Awesome, look at that sign, that's cool. All right, guys, we've made it to Mount Moosilauke at 4,802 feet. The views are coming in. It is a beautiful day up here on the Appalachian Trail. Over 1,800 miles done so far. First 4,000 footer in thousands of miles. And it feels so good to be here, so let's keep moving. So tonight we're heading into the Notch Hostel. Can't wait, heard lots of great things. And Bookie at Rambling Roots Hostel have recommended this spot. I've never stayed here before, so this is gonna be a first for me, but I just can't wait. I can't look at this view, guys, on Moosilauke. Let's keep moving. Right, guys, coming down the mountain here. This may not look like much, but this is a rock climb. You have no idea. It just never ends. All right, so if you see this sign going southbound, that 2.8 is gonna work you. Okay, guys, that is straight up. This is what we refer to as the suboptimal area. I wonder if there's a Starbucks up here. Let's see, Chris down there. There he is. Watch your step. Woo! Nice. All right, guys, we have made it to South Kinsman, another 4K peak on the Appalachian Trail. Don't forget, we also have North Kinsman coming up in just a few, but feels good to be at the top of this mountain. However, we are clouded in. There's not a view to be seen, but we definitely worked for this one today, guys. I'm telling you, it was a nice little workout. A little bit of a scramble, too. South Kinsman. Okay, guys, here are designated areas for tents, and I am on 3, so I have to configure my tent to go on this. All right, guys, so we are here at our campsite. There's a Kinsman Pond Shelter, I believe is the name of the location, but we're on the platforms here using trekking pole tents, and let's hope that John doesn't do any rolling action.
So you get to this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the place.
Lonesome Lake Hut. Okay, guys, we're at Lonesome Lake right now. If you can look behind me, you can see the fog is still, or the clouds is still on the water here. We had some scrambled eggs and oatmeal and coffee. The coffee is $1, but the meal was provided to us as leftovers because we're through hikers and they feel bad for us. No, I'm just kidding. After breakfast, if you pop in, they will give you any leftovers that you have if you're a through hiker. So keep that in mind if you're passing through. Otherwise, to stay at the hut, it can be a little pricey, so make sure you bring some cash or reserve online. All right, guys, as you can see, we're going to Liberty Spring campsite tonight. Only 2 miles to go. It is straight up to the campsite. And again, the reason being, we're dealing with the elements and we want to make sure that we're up on the ridge for the good weather, which starts tomorrow, so we can hit our goals. Out here, you have to be very strategic with your planning in terms of where you camp, and this is where we're heading tonight, so let's keep moving. Liberty Springs tent site. Camp only at numbered tent sites. Had to go check in with the caretaker before we go to our campsite. Yeah. All right, guys, so we are here at our campsite for the evening. And again, you have to set up your tent on platforms if you elect to set up a tent. It is mandatory, but it looks like we got a pretty good spot, even though it is fogged out completely. We got here before the rain and also before the crowds, so we got first pick. So last time, in the prior video, you might have seen us how we had to set up our tents. We were really packed on that platform, but now we have the ability to set up our tents as they're supposed to be set up, so we're doing that now. But also, we're pulling all the food out of our bags. No chips, no snacks, everything has to go to the food box as soon as possible, or the bear box, I should say, because bear activity has been spotted. In fact, it was given to us as a warning. Sam, the caretaker, told us that a bear has been coming by at least once a week, and it's becoming an issue for those that are eating at the platform because the bear is actually becoming a little bit more aggressive. And if that happens, well, God forbid, he has to be put down. But again, just wanted to show you the tents being set.
Oh my God, dude.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Oh my God.
Oh, there he is.
Get out of here, bear.
There he is.
Hey!
Oh my God, dude.
Where's he at?
Dude, he ate our tent, man. Oh, yeah, baby.
Welcome to the Alpine Zone. Travel only on trails or bare rock. Keep dogs close, off vegetation. Camping on 2 feet of snow or less. All right, so that's Mount Lafayette, and that's Mount Garfield. That's where we'll be heading today. We've got a crowd of people behind us we're hiking with. In fact, there they are right there at the top of that peak. Got Chicken Louise, Icarus, as well as the Wizard of Guy. Right over there in the distance, that's where we just came from, Mount Lincoln. It's a pretty cool climb, as you can see. Doo, 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 doo. And now we're at Mount Garfield, which is right up there. All right. All right, guys, we made it to Mount Garfield. This is a beautiful 360 pano view, as you can see behind me. Nothing but great views of all the white mountains behind me. We were just up in this direction, I should say, yeah, right there, up on Mount Lincoln and Mount Lafayette. What a climb it's been. Awesome day, though. We've had stellar views. As you can see, the skies are just blue, and you have clear views all day long. So, all right, guys, we're out here in the White Mountains, and I ran into E.T. How you doing, my friend?
Living my best life.
Oh, man, I cannot believe it's been since February when we saw each other in the Smokies, right outside the Smokies in Standing Bear. I just cannot believe. How have you been on your trip, my friend?
Oh, it's been the best thing I think I've ever done.
Excellent. Garfield Ridge campsite. Up early, caught the sunrise, and if you didn't see that, I'll put a clip down below.
Pull out your chewing gum.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to lean over so you can come up too. So come up and you want to stay there.
That's the kind of camera you need. You can take the hazy pictures.
I started out doing that too. Oh, there's a vista. Oh, there's a. And then it was usually all socked in anyway. Peer pressure.
Okay, so we're at Zealand Falls, heading into the hut. Gonna get some water, maybe some snacks. We'll see what happens. But we got a few more miles a day before we hit 302, so we gotta keep moving. All right, guys, we're on top of Mount Webster. In the distance, you can see all the different mountains we've been climbing over. Having a little lunch, though, sitting here with Alpha Gal. So we still got some distance to go, but we're making our way through New Hampshire. Feels good. Getting dumped on a little bit here in the rain. It almost never fails. You take your rain gear off, the rain rolls in. Anyway, we're at the top of Mount Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. How quickly things can change. We were just in the middle of a rainstorm. The clouds burn off. Now look at this. Blue skies. This is crazy. Nisba Spring Hut. Pretty sweet. All right, guys, we're set up on the platforms. As you can see, it's a little bit more difficult, but Alpha Gal always does a great job. Might need a little work. And in case you guys wanted to see my patchwork again, here's what the final product looks like. I'll come back and tell you what happens in a little bit. It's starting to rain. Well, I hope this patch lasts, because it looks like it's gonna rain. We're in the zone. That was amazing. All right, guys, we've made it to Mount Washington, the summit at 6,288 feet. What a great, awesome day. Only about 25 days out of the year are like this. Panoramic 360 views all around. All right, guys, we just left Madison Hut. We're up here on the peak, right behind, I guess going northbound on the Appalachian Trail. 2 times today, though, I've seen someone take a dump on the trail. That's just like ridiculous, man. You got to know your limits, but at least do it at the hut, right? It's gross. Leave no trace. Victorious! We made it over the river with no issue whatsoever. Alpha Gal, also known as Franconia on YouTube, make sure you check him out. He had no issue either. So right now the weather's been pretty good. So conditions were just right to be able to hawk, just basically rock hop over the entire thing. So with that being said, let's keep moving. All right, we only have our stink packs outside. Let's go grab some breakfast. All right. Nice. What? Oh, man. Oh, man. Wildcat Ridge Trail, heading up towards the Carter Notch Hut, which is in 5 miles. But today, we're heading towards the Imp campsite. All right, guys, we just made it up a huge scramble. Heading up to Wildcat. As you can see behind me, we're getting back up to the ridgeline, but we still got a long way to go. The sign said 5 miles to our destination before we continue on to Camp Imp. But as you can see, it's a beautiful day. The Carters are gonna be awesome. Let's keep moving. Well, guys, it's a nice little rock scramble up here. As you can see in the far distance, well, not so much anymore, that's Madison, how it came down. The Pinkham Notch down there below. Washington is up in the clouds. Oh, guys, I can't believe we climbed up over those mountains. And now we're heading up Wildcat. All right, guys, we have made it to the top of Wildcat Mountain, right by the gondola. I guess we could have taken the easier way up, but what fun is that? We just hiked up the mountain up to this ridge line here, and we will continue on the AT, but here's a nice little view for you. All right, I believe that is Carter.
Carter Notch Hut.
Right down there. Let me see if I can zoom in there. Well, it's a small head. All right, I'm not sure if we're gonna get a view or not, but we just left Carter Dome. Still heading northbound on the Appalachian Trail, hiking through the land of Christmas trees. Hopefully we'll get a view. Let's see.
Pin's right there to the right of the sign.
Oh, so now we have made it to Carter Dome. There's the actual pin. All right, guys, we've made it to Middle Carter Mountain, another 4K peak. As you can see, the views are just stellar, man. We've had just such incredible weather, bagging multiple peaks out here. It's been insane, such a great day. Oh my gosh, I mean, just check out these views, guys. Yes. Okay, guys, we're on North Carter Mountain. I tell you, the temperatures have been dropping. In fact, it's supposed to get super cold tonight, but I've been staying warm all day with this active fleece. This is the Maverick Alpha Direct 60 from Squak Mountain Company. Can't say enough good things about this product. It has definitely helped me in all of my activities out here in New Hampshire. So if you guys are interested in learning more about it, there is a link in the description down below. Also, if you use code METRO, you get a special discount. Guys, we have made it to mile 1900 on the Appalachian Trail. So excited to be out here. Almost to our goal. Less than 299 miles to go. Let's keep moving. Wow, guys, it's such a big difference. Once you get past the whites, mile 1900, things just seem to lighten up a little bit more than it was. It was pretty intense out there, but we're about to hit the Moosilauke Trail intersection. Tonight we're staying at Trident Camps Shelter, or camp, something like that. Trident. Anyway, almost there, only about 3 more miles today, and we'll reach our goal. So Alpha Gal was talking about a side quest, and we found a huge airplane wreckage site. Look at all this, man. Holy cow. This does not look like any of these people are coming home for Christmas. This looks like this was bad. Let's see if we can get in over here. Watch your legs so you don't get cut up. Whoa. Wow. This is cool. Well, the AT always does something at you. A little rappelling action. Sure, right, why not, right? Right before the Maine border. Let's do some rappelling. In case you wanted to know, this is the Success Trail. But for us, we're on the Moosilauke Trail, heading northbound the Appalachian Trail towards the Carlo Coal tent site, 2 miles this way. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have made it to Maine. Hey! Chicken Louise, the Wizard of Gee, Alpha Gal, Lord Chuckles. And I tell you what, guys, it's been a long journey to this point. A little over 1,900 miles, but we are making our way to Katahdin. This sign says we only have 282 miles to go. What a day it has been. Awesome. Let's